Machines have been invented for many different purposes to make life easier for all of us. The most common machines that you might think of right now really aren't that simple. There are really only 6 simple machines. The first machine we'll be talking about would be the wheel and axle. The wheel and axle is a simple lifting machine consisting of a rope that unwinds from a wheel onto a cylinder, drum, or shaft joined to the wheel to provide mechanical advantage. In more simpler terms, this wheel and axle is basically like a bike, where this would be the drum and this is the wheel. The next simple machine we will be talking about is the screw. The screw reduces force and increases the distance while moving in a rotational motion. The next simple machine we will be talking about is the pulley. Now, talking about pulleys, let's look at a simple definition in, again, the Children's Dictionary. The pulley. It's a noun, a freely turning wheel that has a groove around its edge through which a rope, chain, or belt moves. A pulley can be used to raise and lower heavy weights. Now, enough about pulleys. Now we should talk about levers and the 3 different kinds. A lever, according to the Children's Dictionary, is as well a noun. A simple machine for lifting a weight. A lever consists of a strong, stiff bar that rests on a fixed point on which it turns. The first lever we shall be talking about would be the first-class lever, which an example of that would be the box mover, where the distance is increased and the work you put in, or force you put in, is decreased. A wheelbarrow would be a good example of a second-class lever, where the output, or the load, and the input are on the same side as the fulcrum. Since I don't have a fishing pole on me, which would be, in fact, a great example of a third-class lever, I cannot give you, my precious viewers, a good demonstration. So, the next simple machine we will be talking about would be the wedge. Like this axe here, it decreases the amount of force you put in, but increases the distance. Plus, a wedge is basically 2 inclined planes back to back. Inclined planes, we'll talk about that later. Alright. And lastly, the inclined plane. This increases the distance, which would decrease the force. So, as it's long, you don't have to put that much force in to have an object travel upwards. In the following video, you will see about 4 different simple machines, all in use to complete 2 very simple tasks. No matter how short you might think this Rube Goldberg machine is, Mr. Hollett, I'll have you know that it is very efficient. And as a matter of fact, you can have your Fruit Loops and your coloring book of Star Wars pictures in a matter of seconds.
First, the train is going to roll down the ramp and hit the sign. The sign will then release this weight, which will pull on the string that is on our pulley. Once it pulls that string, it will tug on this car, setting off the trigger that will launch this other car up the inclined plane, across this box, and into the cup of milk on our second-class lever. The cup of milk will pour into the cereal bowl, weighing down the one side of the first-class lever and lifting the other side, which will then release this tape measure and flip the page in our Star Wars book.
7.
Oh!
Looks like it's been another successful day in boring science. That is Bohring. It's humorous.
Have you ever had a question that you just couldn't figure out? Well, let me tell you about this really awesome YouTube series you should definitely look into. It's called Bohringscience. Boring science is the place to be. Skylar, Paul, and Magic Hands Butter the cat and all her other friends. Let's learn about physics, life science, and chemistry. Sally asks why do swing swing, and Jake's curious about scuba diving. Billy wants to know why the apple fell. Susie keeps asking, where do babies come from? Space. Bohringscience. Boring science is the place to be. With Skylar, Paul, and magic hands, Butter the cat and all her other friends, who learn about physics, life science, and chemistry. That's boring science.
My creepy ching 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 ching. I've gone out drown. Just kidding, it breathes in water.
Poor little octopus is gonna drown.
In kind. In kind.
Totally.
In the. You may think.
Did we do it, Skylar? Yes, we did.
Oh my god.
Is it a video?
It's going now.
Okay. Yay!